Hello, this is the Duggernaut.
No, you're not. I'm Zombie Cat.
And this is our review of the Marvel Legends Marvel Knights series, or the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure series. Daredevil
and Jessica Jones.
And they're the Netflix TV show versions, which I love those Netflix shows. They're so awesome.
Yep.
I liked every one. Iron Fist was my least favorite, but still, I enjoyed watching it.
It gets kind of goofy, but it's still entertaining. I really like it. It's just not as good as the other ones.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with those shows, and Daredevil and Jessica Jones were my favorites. They're both really well done. That's why we're reviewing them together. And we usually do the Marvel figures 2 at a time, because there's just so many in the series. It's just too hard to do.
It's too many freaking videos if you do them all individually.
I'm so backed up on these videos. I've reviewed figures from past series that haven't been uploaded yet.
You're video constipated.
I am. But here's a look at the packaging. See, it has the Netflix Daredevil symbol. Little Daredevil symbol up top there. And cool artwork of the Daredevil. Same on there. On the back, you can see him there. And there's a little description of him, his origin or whatever. And there's the other figures in the series. You got Punisher and Elektra, both for the Netflix series. Comic version of Blade. And a comic version of Bullseye. And over here is the Build-A-Figure Man-Thing.
You want to touch my Man-Thing?
I do.
He's rock solid.
And here's Jessica Jones. So does the Jessica Jones Netflix font symbol, whatever. And there's a little symbol for Jessica Jones, which I don't remember ever seeing that before, but...
JJ! We know a JJ. We should send her that symbol.
Yep. And there's a picture of the Netflix Jessica Jones. And there's a little description there. It actually mentions Kilgrave, also known as Purple Man, who was a very awesome villain, and that's one of my favorite parts of the Jessica Jones show was him.
David Tennant?
I don't know. He's one of the Doctor Who guys.
Yeah, I've watched Doctor Who, well, the newer ones. You haven't watched them, but he was really good in that.
Yeah.
He's probably my favorite Doctor.
He was a good villain who had a scary power. It's basically the same power as if you watch the Preacher show. He just says things and you do them and you can't help it.
He's way more of a dick, though.
Yeah. Jessica Jones' Purple Man guy shows how scary that power can be. And I don't know, I just really like that show. It's awesome. She played an awesome, like, I guess, anti-hero. Like, she's a superhero, has superpowers, but doesn't want to do it.
Those are my favorite kind of heroes.
Yeah.
Though, the ones that are either reluctant to participate in their power or use them in a really fucked up way.
Yeah. It's also cool because we've seen Breaking Bad before this, and she was in Breaking Bad as Jesse's girlfriend. And that was cool to see her in another role.
She's a good actress. I think she played this part really well. She's part of what made the show so good.
Yeah. She's definitely my favorite part. But I really did love the Purple Man too. That was good. So, I guess we need to open these peoples up now. Alright, so there they are, opened up. And I'd say, in general, I like both figures. I think for the most part they're really well done.
I agree.
And they use a lot of new parts that haven't been used in other figures.
That jacket is awesome.
Yeah, I really like the Jessica Jones' jacket. And they got him looking like how he's supposed to. One thing is, though, it's kind of weird, but I really liked his outfit. His very simple, plain outfit he wore before he eventually got his Daredevil suit.
With his head rag?
Yeah.
I liked it, too.
What's weird, though, is it looks a lot like Iron Fist when he's supposed to get his outfit. It kind of looks like how that looks. Because he just has the headband wrapped around his face with the... I just like the way it looked. And then he got this and it's more superhero-y, but I don't know, it'd be cool to have both versions.
I was saying, before we started recording again, I was saying off camera that I would say Jessica Jones is probably my favorite character out of all the Netflix shows. But the Daredevil show is my favorite because it's overall so well done.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much every character, they picked the perfect person to play them. I really like it.
Yeah. Like, at first, I think the look of this actor that plays Daredevil, when he doesn't wear his mask, he doesn't look very superhero-ish. That's one thing. But he plays the part really good.
Yeah, he does.
He's kind of like Tobey Maguire when he played Spider-Man. He just looked odd, but he played the part well.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Or Michael Keaton as Batman. He played the part well, but just looks a little different.
I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah. But yeah, he plays Daredevil really well. I like him. One thing that does bother me about this figure is it's from certain angles, it looks like he's got a goofy grin on his face.
It does almost look like he's smiling from the side.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and I've seen other people's it's worse. I think it just depends on how they paint it, but it almost looks like he has a goofy grin.
Yeah, that's really weird, like, because if you look at it straight on, it looks like he's grimacing. But if you turn him to the side, it kind of looks like he's smiling. That's just really weird.
Yeah. So I think it's partially the sculpt, partially the paint. I like how they got him all textured. His suit's all got that texture that the movie versions and the TV versions like to do.
I really like the design of that suit, too. I think it looks cool.
It does.
I like the red and black.
Mm-hmm. He's got his red eyes. In the preview pictures, his eyes are a little more red, though.
Yeah, you kind of have to look close to see that they're red.
And there's a lot of detail on this suit. This is definitely not a repaint of some other body, because it's definitely specific to the TV version of Daredevil.
Yeah, that's not a suit that you can just copy unless it's just painted on. Like, the sculpting, you couldn't use anyone else.
There's so much detail on this.
He did a really good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I like he's got his little holster sheaths, I don't know what you call them, to put his little sticks in.
Stick holes?
Yeah. I don't even know what you call these sticks. They're just sticks to beat somebody with. I don't know. What do you call these? I don't.
Whack-ems.
Sure there's a name.
Whack-em sticks.
Billy Club.
It's not a Billy Club.
I know, but something like that. Man, they're tight in there, though.
There's probably a Shanganagawaga.
Schnagawagawaga.
Some weird name that we would pronounce
Chevrons.
right.
They're chevrons.
No, they're arrows.
They're Texacos.
If we ever get an arrow figure, we should call it a chevron the whole time.
Yeah. Green Arrow, you mean?
Yeah, just be a dick. I'm an asshole.
There's some detail down on his boots, which I never even noticed in the show that his boots were that detailed, unless the figure just adds stuff. But I don't know. Overall, he's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
He comes with alternate hands, too. Fist hands instead of holding hands. So
Punchy hands.
He does a lot of punching in that show. So there he is next to two comic versions of Daredevil. You got the classic original Daredevil outfit.
That's not Daredevil, that's Mustard Man.
What's the red then if he's Mustard Man?
He's a chocolate covered in mustard and ketchup.
No. And here's the more well-known look for Daredevil. The all red. And I really like the body they used on these. It's one of my favorite sculpts they have. But yeah, it's very different from that one. This one's like more of a darker red and has all that black in there. I never realized he doesn't have the DD on his chest. He should get the DD, the double D.
You know you want the D. He's only got one D.
Oh yeah, big D. He can make his D
grow.
You want to see my D grow? There it is.
My D gets really long.
This Daredevil was actually sent to me by Fu Manchu from Fu Reviews.
You keep calling the Mustard Man Daredevil.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's actually just one. He's just Dare. He's Daredevil. He's Dare. He's just.
Does he go to schools and teach kids about drugs?
Yeah. He's got these little dots on his boots.
I would in seriousness here, I would say that the TV show version is probably my favorite out of these three figures. Which I do like the classic, two-tone red Daredevil. I just don't particularly like the shades of red that they picked for this figure. Yeah, I was telling Zombie Cat, there's a 4-pack coming out of the comic Defenders.
And it's the same figure, but painted a little differently. And I think it looks a little better than this one, maybe.
I think, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's the bright red is just the wrong shade of bright red. Something about it just doesn't look quite right.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of the white sticks either.
No, I like the red sticks. Now, as for articulation on this Daredevil figure, up at the head, he has a nice range of looking up and down. Oh, and his head pops off. So you can look up, you can look down, turn to the side, then over to shoulders, go up like that, spin, double jointed elbow, hinge at the wrist, then the torso, you can go forward and backwards like that, which is awesome. Spin right there at the torso. Then at the hips, you can do a split about that far. Kick out like that. Then you can spin there to thigh. Double jointed knees. Double jointed knees. That sounds weird. Double jointed knees. And then at the ankle, you can spin right there, which I think is not common on Marvel Legends, that they can spin right there like that. Then there's the hinge. And there's the tilt. Whoa. And also it can spin down. See, usually it just has the hinge and the tilt of the foot, but not that spot there it can spin. So that's kind of cool. It's a little extra on this figure. So articulation on him's pretty damn good. I'm impressed with the articulation on him. So yeah, you can get him in a lot of good fighting poses. I love it. So here's what Daredevil comes with. The man-thing head.
You can dingle his danglies.
And most men, their man-thing does have a head, and this is the head.
I'm glad most of them don't look like that.
Yeah. Pretty freaky.
That'd be dangerous. It's pointy, man.
And here is Jessica Jones. I'm going to go over her more closely now. So here's her face. Now, recently, Marvel Legends has been doing something that's awesome, and they've been screen printing the faces because it just makes the faces look better when it's right. But the problem is, if it's a little bit off, then it looks bad. It's kind of like what Figure Arts does with their figures. They screen print it. I don't know if that's how you say it, digital print it. I don't know what the term is. But it looks really good when it's on straight. But you can see ours is just off a slight bit, especially on this eye over here.
It makes her face look a little squished.
Yeah. So probably going to look for another one that's painted better and then take the other one back.
But even as is, it's not horrible.
No.
It just doesn't look like her completely.
Yeah. And I've seen other people who had it painted on straight, and it really looks like the actress a lot. And I think that's why ours looks a little off, because especially her lips. It might be hard to see, but her lips are down further than they...
Yeah, they're a little off.
And it makes her face look different a lot, just because of that. But still, they did a pretty good job on the head, the sculpt of it. She has a very unique nose, I guess you'd say. And I think they captured that.
It's kind of tiny and pointy at the same time.
Yeah.
Little pixie nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's adorable.
But they got that. I think they did a pretty good job on the hair, too. It's got that black hair. And I really like the leather jacket. That's one of my favorite parts of this figure.
They did a really nice job on it, but I did notice one thing.
What?
They painted the tabs on the side zippers, but does not painted all the way down. Is it on the other side?
Nope. Huh, that's weird.
I just noticed that while you were going over her face.
I wonder why they did that.
I don't know. Probably fix it, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. You can still see the zippers from the front.
Still looks cool. I like the jacket.
And the main zipper is painted really well.
Mm-hmm.
They did it on the line and not fucked up like they are on some figures.
We got the little fingerless gloves on. Looks cool. They got our jeans painted on. They actually look like jeans. The sculpt looks like jeans and the paint looks like jeans. We got the pockets in the back and the little belt loops.
And the stupid numbers. I hate it when they do that.
I don't know why they've been doing...
Put it on the bottom of the foot, you dick.
Yeah, or at least on the inner thigh where you don't see... That's been something that's done. I mean, there's stuff on the bottom. It's like what do they need that there for? I don't know. Then you get down to her boots. The boots look a little funny.
They almost look like Ugg boots.
Yeah. I get what they're trying to do, but it just looks a little odd.
Yeah, they're trying to make it so like you can move it around when you move her foot.
Well, I think the boots, like, it folds down. They're supposed to be like, you can either have them way up here, or they fold down, and she has them folded down.
It just looks a bit odd, though.
Yeah, it does. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's one of them things where overall it looks good, but when you look at it just at that, it looks a little funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that she doesn't come with any alternate parts, though. No alternate head, no alternate hands or anything like that, and no accessories. It'd be cool if she came with a bottle of booze.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
But with Hasbro...
And she'd need an alternate hand to hold it with.
Yeah. Hasbro's not like NECA. They're not going to include a bottle of booze with a figure.
Dicks!
I wish they did. But I have enough bottles of booze that I could probably lend her some.
She can't hold it, though.
Well, I might have to get her somebody else's hand and she can have a bottle of booze.
She definitely needs one.
Yeah, she does. Now, as for articulation, her hair can go down pretty good.
Her hair is pretty impressively flexible.
Yeah, but still, it can't go back too far. You can turn to the side, though. And then at the shoulders, that looks pretty good. One thing nice about her having a black shirt and a black jacket is you don't see a different color in there.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they have like weird armpit hanging outies.
Yeah. Could spin at the elbow, and also there's a hinge joint. Spin at the wrist, and also there is a hinge joint.
Then it seems like with the jacket they could have given her a better, like a double jointed elbow.
Yeah. At the torso, or I mean underneath the boobies, there's a lot of movement there. Just go back and forth like that.
The bust, Douglas.
Tilt like that.
Pervert.
And also spin. So, yeah, lots of articulation there.
You can put her ass on backwards.
Then at the hips, so you can do more of a split than the average Marvel Legends figure. Still not a full split, but more than usual.
Close.
And kick out about that far. And there's the cut there that they usually have. And they got double jointed knees, which has a lot of range. Then down to ankles. Can it spin? No. But there is the hinge joint there.
They could have easily made that spin with the cuff there. They could have put a cut in her leg to at least have the bottom of the leg spin.
They could. The cuff's separate though.
Yeah, but I mean it would cover it up.
Yeah.
If they put a cut like above her ankle.
And there's a tilt there. Now if this goes up too far, it'll expose the pants, so that's not good. Gotta keep that down.
I really like the paint job they did on her pants. Like, those look really good. They really look like jeans.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Especially, like, we don't have her open yet, but the Electra figure looks like the exact same sculpt. And it's just black. But they made this look like jeans, even though hers just looks like plain pants.
Mm-hmm. And it's not completely perfect, but it's a pretty realistic fading pattern.
Yeah, I like it. Now, we don't have any Jessica Jones figures to compare her to. But we do have Jessie! So it's Jessie Jones next to Jessie. So this is... The actress that plays Jessica Jones played Jessie's boyfriend in Breaking Bad. So there they are together. And he has a humongous head.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like... They're almost in scale, but his head is humongous compared to hers.
Yeah. Well, that's cool to see them back together. That'd be funny if the actor that played him what is his name? Something Paul? Aaron Paul. Yeah, if he appeared in Jessica Jones in the second season as some other random character.
Here is the torso of the Man-Thing, which some might call the trunk or the shaft of the Man-Thing.
Which the head goes on to.
The head is at the top of the shaft.
But yeah, it looks pretty detailed.
Lots of veins on it.
You can actually attach these pieces if you wanted to. Oh yeah!
Look at my danglies dangling.
That looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm, he's pretty cool. I don't know anything about him at all, but I think he looks awesome on this toy.
Yeah. And there they are next to the comic version of Iron Fist, because we don't have a Netflix version yet. They haven't even previewed one yet.
I always want to call him Savage Dragon because he has a dragon on his chest.
Oh, and he's holding a piece of dental floss because Zombie Cat stuck that in there one day.
Because it fit!
Yeah.
I noticed there was a hole through his fist, and I wanted to see if you could put shit through it, and you can.
I don't know why it's there. I think it has to do with the inner, like he has that skeleton.
It's so that you can put fucking dental floss in it, goddammit.
Yeah. Alright. So overall, I like both of these figures. I do have gripes with each of them, but they're minor.
Yep. They're both pretty awesome.
I'm actually really happy that they're making Netflix figures, because before they announced them, I would assume that they probably never would have made them. Just based on what Hasbro's made, they make some of the movie figures, but they don't make any of the X-Men character figures from the movies. So I wasn't sure if they would actually do the Netflix versions. Yeah, I'm glad they made them. I do wish they'd make more though, because I mean, I'd love to have like a Kingpin from the Daredevil show.
That guy amazed me because when I found out he was Kingpin, I'm like, what? And then like, I saw him in the show, and he actually does it really well.
Yeah, Kingpin and also the Purple Man. Well, I don't know if they ever actually call him Purple Man in the show, but they call him Kilgrave. And Kilgrave and Kingpin, I don't know if they make figures of, because honestly, they would be boring looking figures. It's just that I would want them.
Yeah, I would too.
It's just I don't know if they'll actually make them, and I would understand if they didn't.
It would be cool.
Yeah. But I do like these figures, and I do like the Man Thing parts. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye. So, Jessica, did you figure out what the Kingpin's been up to?
No, I just mostly got drunk.
I thought you were going to go after the Kingpin.
Well, I got the power of super strength, but I don't think that really competes with your power of being blind.
My power is not being blind. Well, not exactly. I'm an expert fighter, and even though I'm blind, I can still feel and sense everything around me better than the average person could.
Well, I can actually drink a hell of a lot more beer and hard liquor than the average person could.
I could smell that you had a whole bottle of wine, 4 bottles of beer, and a bottle of whiskey.
Yep, that's pretty good. So you can smell everything like that?
I can even smell the perfume you have on, and also remnants of the perfume you had on yesterday, which was a different perfume.
Oh, so you definitely smell the farts that I let a few minutes before you got here.
Yeah, I can smell them very well. I'm pretty sure you had a beef burrito.
Whoa, that is amazing.
And egg.
Really amazing. I was so drunk I forgot about the egg.
Yeah, egg farts. It takes all of my power to not puke when I smell an egg fart.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, you keep having egg farts and whatever. I'm gonna go find the Kingpin. I heard and smelled that.
Damn. Even from a distance, silent but deadly get you.
Yes.
Oh, damn it, man. You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh.